In the heart of a small Connecticut village, the rhythm of life was dictated as much by tradition as by necessity. Children, regardless of circumstance, were schooled with all the knowledge they might absorb until their 12th birthday. School books, thick with woodcut engravings, offered boys a glimpse of futures awaiting them, trades and callings, each illustrated with earnest faces and steady hands. For girls, there was silence in the printed pages, their education, unwritten, yet deeply inscribed, came at their mother's knees, one lesson at a time, unless fate intervened. If a mother died in childbirth, as so often happened, the family would be spun out on an uncertain axis. Sometimes the father, seeking stability, remarried swiftly, blending new bonds with old griefs. Sometimes the eldest daughter, scarcely grown herself, bore responsibilities far beyond her years. And in many cases, unmarried aunts, those steady, shadowy figures, stepped into the breach, becoming mothers in all but name. My own great-grandmother played such a role. She attended her cousin's funeral as a mourner, and within 2 years transformed from witness to matriarch, marrying the widow and adding 4 more children to his family of 6. Among those was newborn Clara, the child whose birth had cost her mother's life. Clara, in time, married a cousin, Burr. Such unions, common in villages, bound by blood and necessity, weaving a tangled skein of genealogists to unravel. One day, Clara's husband returned from the river with 3 splendid trout. Their meal, which was meant to nourish, turned fatal when Clara choked on a fishbone and died 3 days later. Her widower, carrying the burden of loss, found solace in familiar arms and soon married her younger half-sister, my grandfather's sister Hattie. Thus the family tree grew even more intricate, branches entwined both by love and circumstance. And then, when my great-grandmother died, she left 13-year-old Alan and his 3 sisters motherless once again. Their new stepmother, mother number 3, took up her role with grace, inscribing in Allie's autograph book a simple, heartfelt sentiment, signing it, "Your mother, Blakesley." A widow herself, she would, upon her own death, be laid to rest beside her first husband rather than among us. A final testament to tangled loyalties and layered history. But as Charles Kuralt always said, and now for the rest of the story, we remember that he born in 1934, died in 1997, was an American broadcast journalist and author who chronicled everyday life in the on-the-road television segments that appeared for some 13 years during the CBS Evening News at 6:30, from 1967 to 1980. Alan Blakesley named his younger daughter Clara, remembering that baby who was responsible for his existence, and she became my mother. Such were the threads of kinship, loss, and resilience that wove through the fabric of life in a small Connecticut village. In each generation, sorrow and joy, departure and arrival, intermarriage and memory, all converge to create that complicated tapestry we call family. Concluding the many funerals before me in my many years as a congregational minister, I always concluded with the words of the blind weaver of Kilmarnock. That's a village in southwest Scotland, in the shadow of William Wallace, who is Braveheart to us. When the loom is silent and shuttles cease to fly, then will God unroll the canvas to explain his reason why. The dark threads are as needful in the weaver's skillful hands as those of gold and silver in the pattern he has planned.